Hey folks, I saw this post today on Threads not that long ago, and it bugged me, especially because of what I'm doing almost 24/7 these days, which is studying and writing and talking and thinking about resistance and resistance history and how it applies to you. You don't resist authoritarianism by shouting bumper stickers into the digital void. You resist it by seeing clearly, especially when the people in charge are counting on your denial, are counting on your comfort, pretending the republic isn't over because courts sometimes issue rebukes that are mostly ignored, or because you need the comfort of continuity, isn't resistance. It's inertia. It's how authoritarianism wins without ever firing a shot. The historians who went back to Germany after World War II didn't preach, keep calm and trust the process. They asked tough questions about how a liberal republic became a dictatorship in plain sight. Jürgen Habermas, in particular, warned that democratic orders, they don't collapse overnight. They are hollowed out from within when a population, lulled by routine or nostalgia, refuses to confront what's happening. His idea, constitutional patriotism, wasn't a mantra to repeat, but a demand. If you're loyal to democratic principles, you have to defend them by facing the truth, not waving a flag. Marc Bloch, I know I talk about him a lot. He's one of my personal heroes. He wrote Strange Defeat to expose for us today so that we could understand. To expose how a generation of French leaders and intellectuals collapsed long before the enemy arrived because they had long since abandoned clarity and conviction. That's what happens when people confuse habit with strength. When they keep insisting everything is fine because it used to be, and it sure looks like my TV is still working. My streaming service is still offering up White Lotus. Everything's good, right? And Hannah Arendt laid it out decades ago. The first stage of totalitarianism is the breakdown of, say it with me now, shared reality. The regime doesn't need you to believe in its lies. It just needs you to stop believing in anything else. That's how executive power becomes lawless. That's how emergency orders become permanent. That's how people start to respond to edicts that might not themselves have the power of law, but if people abide by them, universities, law firms, then they become effective. That's how the courts, even when they smack around executive actions, are sidelined, slow-walked, or outright ignored. Which, for the record, is exactly what is happening right now. Jason Stanley makes this clearer than ever in how fascism works. The path to tyranny is paid by lies, by enemies invented for distraction, and by appeals to a mythic past that never existed. It's not the declaration of dictatorship that matters. It's the daily erosion of democratic habits. And when people insist, don't worry, the courts are handling it, give more money to the lawyers, they are doing the regime's job for it. They're normalizing the abnormal. And Halik Kochanski, in her sweeping book that I'm relying on more and more, on resistance in World War II Europe, she shows that real resistance begins long before the world agrees it was necessary. It begins with people who see what's coming and are willing to name it, even when others are not, especially when others are not. Resistance doesn't come from faith in the system. It comes from knowing the system isn't holding. And that's the point that seems to be making it into almost every page of a resistance history of the United States. Resistance doesn't wait for institutions to save you. It's what people do. Community organized collectives do when the institutions will not. And it starts not with optimism, but with recognition. As Billy Wilder said, and he knew from personal experience, the optimists ended up in the gas chambers, the pessimists ended up in Beverly Hills with swimming pools. So no, the Republic isn't just something you chant back into being. All better now. It's not a spirit to be invoked, it's a structure. And if that structure is being dismantled, as it is now, by an entire cadre of people, not just one guy, then the most dangerous lie isn't the Republic is over. The most dangerous lie is pretending it's still intact just because you need it to be. You need the ALE standings to still matter. So stop demanding hope as a precondition for truth and start demanding truth as the foundation for action. That's where resistance begins. That's where the Republic might still be saved in whatever form it might take, but not by sentiment, but by confrontation.